A real quick video. Cindy, this is your old battery. This is a new battery. I've just filled it. You can see the battery acid pack is now empty. I just pulled the protection label off the top, filled it with acid. It's inside the battery. I'm not sure if you can see what's happening in there, but battery making power is happening right now. And I'm going to put the lid on it like this. And it's hard to do with one hand, but here I am trying to make this happen. Okay, there we go. All right. Hold on one second. Just wanted to grab this. Okay, so there it is, all sealed up. Now, hold on while I get the... I need both hands to do this. Hold on. Okay, a little bit of a perspective change to get this done. These are the fasteners for the battery. This is the new battery. Turn that around. New battery. This is the old battery. Okay, I'm just going to zoom in here because there's a lot of stuff in this picture. Okay. All right, so your old battery shows... Not sure if you can see this, but it shows a cold crank power rating of 210 cold crank amps. So that's what your old battery should be. This is a load tester, and load tester simply means that it imitates a load of electrical load on the battery to determine the battery's potential strength in voltage. So this little thin piece of plastic here does what's called a micro test. And basically it sends a very light pulse into the battery that simulates a load to sort of determine, usually with pretty good accuracy, what kind of life is left in this battery. So here you can see it's showing 13.17 volts. Now, when I picked up the bike from you yesterday, I brought the bike to the shop, took the battery out, put it on the multimeter, and the multimeter showed just 8 volts, which is a lot less than what's showing here. So I put it on the charge overnight, went and bought you a new battery, but I was just curious to see what the old battery is going to show up. So put it on the charger. Here it is at 13.7 or 13.15. Now 15. And this is an AGM battery. That's for real. Cold crank amps. Why isn't it showing me a number? Oh, because it's not very well connected. Amateur. Okay. Start all over again. Low. What? Actually, you know, that might be... Okay, 13.15. AGM battery. Cold crank amps. 125. Okay, so we're going to set it up to where it's supposed to be at 210. Whoops. 210. 215. 210. And press this button right here, and we will see what kind of test we get. 127, and it says that it's bad. Okay, so now we're going to perform another test, 13.15, AGM, cold crank, set at 210. So now we're going to bring it down to its power threshold, which is well below what it should be. Also just means that the battery's a fail. So I can't get 124, but I can get 125. Plug in the testing. And now it shows 128, and it shows the battery is good at the threshold of 125. It actually goes a little bit over at 13.4. So basically, this battery is good for a couple of hits on the starter motor of your bike before it's dead again. So that's that battery. So here's the brand new battery. I just filled this battery. You saw me seal the lid and everything on it. We're going to put this here and put that there and back on the screen here. Here we are at 12.79, which is lower than the old battery because I just filled this battery. So it has been fully charged yet. Even though 12.79 is a charged battery, technically 13 point whatever is obviously better. But we're just going to start here just to show you what we have. So cold crank amps, it was set from the old battery. So we're going to go back up to 200. Remember, this battery was just filled, so it might not be all that impressive. Whoops, 210, there we go. 217. Woo-hoo-hoo! Not even charged yet, and it's kicking out the box. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna put this battery on the charger, and we are going to probably let it sit there overnight, and then I'll bring the bike back to you probably Monday, because the weekend is supposed to be short, and I think that having the bike out of your hair for a few days, because I know you're moving, is preferred. So there we are, 12.79. Okay. All right. This is just a secondary test, just so I know that this meter is showing accurately as this meter can or does. All right, babe, that's it. That's the video. Thank you for your patience and time. Talk to you soon. Hey, Cindy, just a quick follow-up from your bike in reference to the battery. I just wanted to point this out to you, and I'm sure that you are aware of it, but I just wanted to make sure that we're both on the same page. Even though your last battery, which is the old battery, Randy was able to ride, you rode the bike here on that old battery, and Randy rode the bike out of here on that old battery. And although that battery did test and show as a fail, we're replacing it with a fresh one so that you're good to go. But I was thinking about how it was that it just sort of showed up perfectly dead a day after Randy had picked it up. And my thought was maybe this. This, as you know, is the ignition switch for your bike. The key would go in here to get it started. And I just want you to take a quick note of the positions on this switch. My suspicion is potentially starting at 12 o'clock and going backwards to 11 and then to 9 and then probably, I don't know, 8 or 7. On, off, push, lock, and then there's P. And the P has those 3 little lines next to it. This is a parking position, and it's really, really easy to turn the key all the way to the lock position. This would lock the steering so the bike can't be steering can't be turned. The bike makes it more difficult to be stolen. But one more click on that position goes to P. Now this means that the steering is locked and that the parking light is turned on the bike. So if this has happened, then potentially my thought was, you guys inadvertently switched the switch all the way to P, even though it was secure in your garage. And what ends up happening when that little P thing is ignited or is allocated is on the back of the bike. Can't see this here, but on the back of the bike, your tail light would stay on, not at full brightness, but just on. And you can kind of see how sort of discreet the light is. If you walked away from the bike, you may not even notice that the light was on. But the parking light is a sort of old school key position from the switch that used to, oops, yeah, okay, it's an old school position. Thought process was from the good old folks in Italy on the Ducati was that the bike we parked on a dark street and that the parking light would be lit so that passing motorists would be able to see the bike and therefore avoid colliding with it because the light was turned on. You don't really see this parking light position offered on many bikes anymore. It's kind of old school. It's kind of cool, I think. But in this case, it's sort of an inconvenience because it offers the potential that you have just switched it to the wrong position. So in the future, please pay attention to this lock position and potentially you'll be able to sustain your battery. Lots of love, babe. Bye.